dedicated to each and every one of you who appreciate a great glass of wine. You know what I mean?
Welcome back to One Star Winery Reviews, the podcast where we dive into the most dramatic, over-the-top, and downright ridiculous one-star reviews the wine world has to offer. Today, we're heading to a place that totally caught me off guard as America's first AVA, Augusta, Missouri. Who knew? This charming little slice of wine history apparently comes with very strong opinions about bus parking, pandemic protocols, and pet policies. A reviewer was shocked, yes, shocked to learn that a winery closed after their visit due to COVID. Another gave one-star review because their dog wasn't allowed in, even though, it clearly stated no pets. My personal favorite, someone handed out a 1-star without even going. So grab a glass, maybe don't bring your dog, and definitely double check your bus parking situation because we're uncorking the wild world of Augusta's 1-star wonder.
Hey everybody, I'm Lori Budd, a UC Davis winemaking program, Spanish wine scholar, sommelier service, champagne and Côte d'Aron specialist, and a WSET Level 2 graduate. You can find Exploring the Wine Glass on all the socials, as well as your favorite podcast catchers. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time to swipe, subscribe, rate, and review. Stay in the know about all things wine by visiting my website, exploringthewineglass.com. I promise I'll never tell you what to drink, but I'll always share what's in my glass. Hey, everybody. Hey, Martha. How are we doing today?
Good, Lori. I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. And when I see your face, it makes me so happy because I know that means that we are doing 1-star winery reviews, and these things just crack me up. I don't know if they're cracking other people up, but they're cracking me up.
Something came up the other day. Where were we? We were talking about my son and his wife. We were talking about places we're going on vacation. There's a place we go a lot. And they'd selected a place I've stayed many times and they know and they're familiar, but they said, well, they're kind of mixed reviews. And I said, oh, really? And they started reading me some of the bad reviews and we were laughing. And I thought, this is exactly what we do on the podcast, right? Like someone was frustrated. Someone said, well, I heard this was a really good hotel, but there wasn't a welcome drink, and it's not a resort, right?
Okay.
And then someone else gave him a 1-star because there weren't enough activities. It is a tiny hotel.
Yeah.
And then they were saying that some people would write in their reviews, I should have read more. Like people were copying to not doing the research. They just assumed it was going to be a certain thing. But I thought, it's universal. It's not just wineries.
Oh, no, it is not just wineries. It is not just wineries. We could extend this out to a whole bunch of other things.
Yes, for sure.
So we just came back from London and we wrote a review for the Airbnb that we stayed at. And one of the reviews before we went gave them a 1-star review or a 2-star review because there were stairs.
Oh, right.
There were stairs, right?
Yeah.
And so, but the owner replied saying, it very specifically says you're in or unit 8 or whatever. So, and there's stairs. So the description definitely says that. Why are you knocking me down? Because it has stairs. I told you that. Right.
Yeah.
And so we got there and I did the first flight of stairs and I looked up and we weren't even onto unit 1 yet. And I just looked up and I saw all the stairs. I went, oh my God, right? 104 stairs.
For your room or just 108?
To get to my room was 104 stairs. And so I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of stairs. And so we were writing our review of it. And I was like, well, my husband is like, well, what do we give him? I'm like, you give him a 5-star review because he was amazing. We ran out of soap within 15 minutes. We had soap. The kitchen was completely, had wine glasses and bottle openers and all of this. It had a full refrigerator. Like it had everything that you need to stay at a place in a perfect area. So I was like, you give them a 5-star review, but you just say for future, just for anybody reading this, note we counted. It's 104 stairs. You know,
Yes, it's a lot of
it's a
stairs. So
lot of
you're
stairs,
basically doing
but
a service to other people as opposed
yes,
to holding this place to an unrealistic standard.
right. But he still got 5 stars because it was an awesome place. It was right in the middle of everything and it was clean and he was responsive. And we were told we couldn't check in till 3 o'clock. And he texted my husband at 11 and said, hey, it's clean. If you want to come in early, be my guest. Perfect. 5-star review. Just be aware when they say
It's kind of like
stairs.
me texting you today and saying, I have my lipstick on. We
There
can
you go.
start. Start a little early,
Start a
which is
little
really late,
early.
but
Yeah. All good. All good. All right. So, in our previous episodes, we visited more well known wine regions, right? And we kind of stuck to California. So, I thought it would be fun to leave California, head a bit east to a region that may not be first in mind when you think wine, but it's very, very important. It's an important state because actually it's the home of the very first AVA in the United States.
oh, really?
Yes. Do you have any guess on what state we're
I
going
was g-
to?
I was going to guess Virginia, but maybe is it
No,
Virginia?
it is
New
not
York?
Virginia. No. It is a
Wow.
wine area. It is a state that I would not think about wine, even though I do know that now all 50 states have wine, but, have wineries, whatever, but it is not a state I
Do you have
really,
any other clues? So it's east of California
yes,
and has the
everything is
first
east of
AV, right, I
California.
know. And it's the first AVA in the US.
Yes. Yes.
That's why I thought Virginia,
Do
with Thomas
do
Jefferson
do
and stuff.
do 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 do
Um,
do do
the finger, no,
do
you
do
said not
do.
New York.
Not
I
New
don't
York.
know.
No. Missouri.
What?
Missouri.
I'm
Yes.
going to use that as a trivia. I'm going to like stump people with that.
Yes.
Missouri. I got to write it down so I don't forget. The
Yes.
first
So the first
AVA.
American viticultural area, or AVA, was actually Augusta AVA in Missouri. And it was officially designated on June 20th, 1980.
Oh, wait.
So
I'm thinking way, way back.
3 years before, 3 years before uh Napa.
Okay, so this just is revealing the lack of knowledge I have. So AVAs are a more modern concept as far as registering in the
Yeah.
US.
Yes. Yeah. So AVAs only came around in 1980. There were
Yeah.
wine areas, but the AVAs came around in the 80s.
You could have told me that. You could have told me lots of things. You could even have told me the name of the AVA and I would not have
I have
guessed
to guess
Missouri. I
Missouri.
would have
Yeah.
said Georgia.
Yeah. Right. And
Wow.
so Augusta, Missouri, has been making wine since the 1800s.
Wow.
And it is recognized, obviously, for its unique soils, its climate, ability to grow high quality wines. That's kind of the requirement to have an AVA.
Yeah.
And it's mostly because of German immigrants who came in
Oh,
and went to Missouri. Interesting, huh? There are 270 AVAs across the United States. And as of March 2025, there are 202 wineries in Missouri.
what?
I know. I'm kind of interested in,
That's
what's going
wild.
on. Yeah.
I had no idea.
And
Oh,
it's
I'm so
booming.
curious.
It's booming because just 2 years ago, there were only 130. So,
And is this like regular wine? To
yeah.
be
Yeah, like regular.
like
I'm going to
real
say it's
grapes.
probably a lot of hybrid grapes, but real
Yeah.
grapes. Yeah, not like fruit
It's not
wine,
like
not like
ice wine
pineapple.
or,
Yeah,
yeah,
not
or
like
fruit wine.
pineapple wine in Hawaii,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
pineapple wine. I brought some of that home
did you? I
because
refuse to try it.
no, we had to do it when I went on a trip to Hawaii. That was an like a reward trip when I worked for a winery, and they were looking for wine focused activities for us. We brought a bunch of our own wine, and there's a limit. There are only so many wine focused activities on Maui.
Right,
And
right.
so having this Hawaii wine tasting was part of it.
Okay.
And yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it was pineapple.
Something. Yep, something. It was
Yeah,
something.
that's right. I mean, they can make wine in prison, so they can make wine in
That
Hawaii.
is true. That is true. All right. So we are going to travel to Noboleis, Noboleis Vineyards, located at 100 Hemsath Road in Augusta, Missouri. They have 4.7 stars with 202 reviews.
Okay.
Okay, so pretty good. And this is how they describe themselves. Nebolis Vineyards is a family and female-owned winery located in Augusta, Missouri, home of the first viticultural area in the country. Grab a wine flight or a bottle of award-winning wine that is grown locally and produced and bottled right here on our 84-acre property. Order pizzas.
Every aspect of this is shocking me.
Blowing, right? Right?
Okay. They grow it there. It's
They
not like
grow it there.
they're not
Yeah, no,
importing grapes.
it is a state.
Wow.
Okay. Order pizzas or appetizers from the cafe menu or pack your own picnic lunch to enjoy at your leisure. Whichever route you choose, Nobelis is there to ensure that you have the best time. The tasting room, which is open daily, has live music on the first and third Fridays and on every Saturday and Sunday from April through October. Cheers. Sounds like a place I want to go.
Yeah. And if you
Sounds
live there,
good.
that's probably a very popular place to go, especially when it's nice.
Yeah. All right. So let's see who did not find it too interesting. Okay. Amanda Ringhausen. Terrible experience on June 23rd. A bus of 11 to 12 people came from Illinois to have a fun day. Some haven't even been to Missouri.
Sorry.
You're laughing already because you know where this is going, right?
Oh, I'm
Right.
sorry. Oh, people are converging in Missouri from Illinois in a bus for wine
For
tasting.
wine tasting. Some haven't even been to Missouri wineries. What a shocker. So when we arrived at our first stop, Nobelis, we were very excited to start our day. Not even 1 foot out of the bus, a lady came out and started raising her voice at us saying, "We are not staffed for this many people right now. Only 5 in at a time and no alcohol. Get back on the bus." And that some of the people in the group were carrying empty koozies and one person wasn't even out of the bus who had a beer. So let's
Okay,
start
so a
with
party bus pulls up at your winery
winery.
with no reservation, full of people who've already been drinking. These are huge red flags for a business owner. So far,
Exactly.
my vote, we're going to be
Is
voting today, right?
yes,
My
we are
vote, my
voting.
pen is here for winery,
Winery.
but keep going.
Okay.
I just think the person doesn't have to be at the bus if they saw the koozies and they saw the person up at the top of the stairs with his beer.
Beer, right?
Oh my
And you
gosh.
know, you're not allowed to serve people who are showing signs
No.
of, consumption. So we decided we weren't going to be treated like this. There are so many nicer words to have been used, like, "Please be patient," as we did not anticipate a bus today.
We can't say please be patient because the answer is no.
No.
No, you cannot stop here.
Yeah.
Who planned this tour? Who's in charge around here?
In all reality, we had enough for a couple of cars, and there were 2 tables with a couple at each. So really, you could have accommodated us. Also, she was yelling at our bus driver saying, "You can't park here." Clearly, our bus driver wasn't going to stay parked in front of the door. He just was letting us out. Needless to say, we will never, in all capitals, be back and will always tell people to never come here. Customer service is the main part of why I will not come back. It is a shame because it's a beautiful place.
She said it's a beautiful place.
So
Oh,
it's a beautiful place. I don't know how much of it she saw getting yelled at the bus, but come on. You can't show up in a party bus to a winery with other alcohol without a reservation.
well, you can't show up anywhere as a big group. I, so my son and I were talking yesterday. That was within this weekend, so we've got lots of stories. But we were talking about getting together and where we're going to go together, get together because some family's coming to town. But I have three brothers and they have children. And then me too. And then we have grandchildren.
Yeah.
And so we can't go out to dinner as a group anymore. I mean, we
Right.
could, but
Right.
really to try to get a table for 15 people is
people.
silly. So we
Right.
do things differently. And we're just a family, not a tour group.
Right.
Like as a tour group, you would understand that you have to make plans, that
Right.
you can't just show up.
Right. And
That's
usually
wild.
those party buses have connections to
Yeah.
wineries that are willing to accept that type of clientele.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
So you
Or they make previous,
arrange it. Right.
arrangements.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You can't. So last month we talked about voting whether we're pro customer or pro winery.
Yes, on that
So
incident.
so I where are we going?
I am winery. I'm winery all the
Winery,
way on
pro
this.
winery. We agree,
And
pro winery.
yeah, and listen, we can talk about customer service and maintaining a temperament and how to handle things, but that's like an asteroid just landed in your parking lot, right? Like and they're pulling up and they're blocking your entrance
Right.
and people are getting out there and you're just stopping them because no,
Right.
don't even get out.
Right.
Don't even get out of
Exactly.
your bus. You cannot stay here. I'm sorry, we can't accommodate you. No.
Right.
That's just
Yeah. That's how I
trying
see
to
it. I
prevent
don't
it to
think
get
she really
worse.
was yelling. I think she was like, don't even get out of the bus. Don't even get out of the bus because we can't take you. You're drinking. Just go back in, turn around, and head back where you
Go to
were.
another winery, call ahead to another
Yeah.
winery.
Yeah. So I'm going to
Yes.
go, Amanda, you're an idiot. You
I
can't just
mean,
expect that. You
I
can't
just
just
think
expect that.
also, I wonder sometimes with some of these Yelp reviews, I wonder, did she type that on the
She was
bus?
on the
Like when
bus.
she been drinking and she's upset, oh, I'm gonna leave it. It's going in the Yelp review,
Yep. Yep.
right? And so she's still hot.
Yes.
And
And it's
maybe Amanda
still,
the next day might feel
yes.
differently.
Usually when they're that long, it's
Yes.
it's firing off. Those thumbs
Yeah.
are going fast.
Yeah. I mean, I would be mad at the bus company
Right.
for
That's
not
what I'm
making better
saying.
arrangements.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Most party buses have connections to wineries that they know they can bring them, and the party bus is supposed to plan your day, right? They're going to say, okay,
Yeah.
we're going to go to this winery, and then we're going to go to this winery. I don't think a party bus just says, hey, where do you want to go today?
I would be curious. We're not going to do it while we're on the air, but or recording. I'd be curious if you clicked her name and you looked at the other reviews, whether she
Oh,
reviewed the party bus. Because I would have also been
oh,
doing that day, right?
yeah, I didn't think about that one. Yeah.
But it's not worth us figuring it out.
Okay. Well, I think we both are pro winery,
Team
correct?
winery.
Team winery. All right. Angie Lewis is up next. And Angie says, staff crabby and unprofessional. We do wineries every month. Worst I've been to. Won't be back.
That's all she said.
That's all she said.
So here's the challenge now. We've already put our vote down, but maybe they are crabby.
Right. But you got to explain more too. Like,
Sure. But it makes me
why are they
wonder if,
unprofessional?
but if Amanda, maybe they were in the wrong on the bus and they're crabby and they really
Crabby.
did yell at them.
Oh,
We don't even know
right.
because Amanda's situation was so ridiculous
Ridiculous.
that maybe she was telling the truth about being yelled at, but we'll
Okay.
never know because her situation was so ridiculous. I can't side with her.
Right.
Um,
Right.
I would need more detail. Yeah. What do you mean
Yeah.
unprofessional? What do you mean crabby?
Right. Crabby. And yeah, I don't know. Who do we vote for in this situation? Because you're not giving enough information. And
I mean,
did
can we
you, as we've
refrain
talked
from
about
voting if there's not
I
enough
think we can
info?
refrain from voting for this
Yeah.
one.
So this would be who knows?
Right. So third
This is a
category,
very,
customary, winery, who knows?
yes, we have a very, this is a very thought out voting process. And that's a professional term. And we just have to add another category.
category.
But this is
Yes.
very well thought out.
Yes, we need to. We're okay with modifying. Okay.
Yes, on the fly.
On the fly. All right. So this person, this is back in 2021. The
Oh,
review is from 2021. So COVID time, but I really kind of just liked how I love my owner's responses.
yes.
So Dottie Croning, 2021, none of the staff were wearing masks. Soon after our visit, they closed due to staff member testing. She actually wrote tasting
Oh, no.
positive for
But she meant
COVID, but I
testing.
think she meant testing positive for COVID. Now, that's all she said. Now, I don't know when in 2021 the masks were no longer, right?
Well,
I mean,
remember
we
it
didn't have,
came back because we had Delta. So Delta
right,
came. So I at the time worked for someone who was on tour, and they had to cancel their entire stadium tour because of COVID. And
COVID.
then the the wife of that person was going to go on tour instead because they weren't going out, and had a whole bunch of fall dates, and they had to cancel them because of Delta.
Okay. So
So
yeah, so I mean, I'll presume that it's over the time that we're supposed to be wearing masks.
yeah,
Give Dottie the benefit of the doubt.
right,
But it's not like she said we got COVID. Like,
right.
I'm giving this a 1-star review simply because later I found out that somebody got COVID that
Well,
worked there.
right. I think Dottie would have been better off contacting the health department
Department.
and
Right.
filing a complaint.
All right. So shall we hear what Nobilis
Sure,
Vineyards has to
yes,
say?
yes.
Hi, Dottie. Thank you for your note and concern. Our staff member is doing very well. I don't think Dottie asked about the staff member.
Right. Dottie doesn't care.
Dottie doesn't care about the staff member, but our staff member is doing very well and was exposed outside of our organization. Luckily, it appears that they have not spread the virus to other staff members since they were asymptomatic during their shift and were not working in a position to interact with customers and did not have a shift the week that the symptoms presented. However, to your point, we now all wear masks again.
Oh, well,
We
those are weird
appreciate your
times,
understanding.
man.
Yeah.
What a weird time to be
Yeah.
alive.
I mean, I don't think it deserves a 1-star review. They
I just
weren't
think it's
wearing
not the
masks.
right
I don't know
venue.
when. Right.
I would complain to the city or complain to the health department if you really were like, this is not
Right.
being handled properly. They're in violation. To
Right.
me, it sounds more like gossip,
Right. Yes. And
right? Like
she's
she
leaving a
heard from
review
someone.
after the fact that she heard they got COVID. Well, she was fine at the winery. She had no issues. She didn't get COVID. Nobody in her group got COVID, but she's going to give a 1-star review because she heard somebody
Yeah,
there got
that
COVID.
sounds gossipy. So I'm team winery.
I'm team winery also.
All right. So
And
far,
I
we're
just
totally
thought it was
aligned.
very funny. I just thought it was very funny. Our staff member is doing very well. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Right. They survived because remember how scary it was.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so Kathy Andrus, Ondrus, never acknowledged and left. Didn't get to taste any wine. Poor customer service, will not return.
See, one is an exaggeration, three is a trend.
Yeah. But again, how long did you wait? Were you
Right.
in there for 5 minutes? Were they super crowded? Were that,
Yeah.
I just didn't, we need more information.
Yes. If you want to be a useful review, you need to
Reviewer.
provide more info.
Right.
So is
And
this one of who knows? Since that's the third person who said that they're bad customer service.
I don't know, but we do have a reply.
Oh, great. Oh, good. It's fun.
Hi, Kathy. We sincerely apologize that you were not acknowledged while you were in our tasting room. That is certainly not how we normally greet our customers, as we always strive to make everyone feel welcome. You chose to come to Nobilis Vineyards, and we appreciate that so much. please consider visiting again sometime so that we can showcase our excellent customer service.
That's a very nice response.
I like the response, but I'm going to go customer on this one. Even
Okay.
though,
I just
even
think,
though they
yeah,
didn't give us any true information of it, you've got to acknowledge, when I'm in the tasting room, even if I'm swamped with people, when somebody walks in the door, I stop what I'm doing and I'm like, hi, welcome, I'll be right with you. So they at least know that I've seen them. But
no, I agree.
So are we split on this one? Your winery or are you customer?
I put down team customer because the second you said it, I'm like, yeah, I agree with the customer because it's the basic minimum.
Right. It's just to acknowledge they're there. I do agree they should say we were there for 15 minutes and nobody replied, you know. All right. Jerry. The red wines are not so great.
That's it.
That's it.
And he gave 1 star.
1 star.
They're not even bad, Jerry. You didn't even say the red wines are bad.
Red wines are not so great. I have an issue with this because what you think is great, somebody else can think is horrible and vice versa. So I don't think that really deserves any review. Like any review. You review the winery, their customer service, the pizza that they say is so good. Something like that.
Right.
Yeah, but no, red wines are not so great. So at the very least, that should be a 3, right?
Right.
Just, they weren't great. They weren't bad. That's a 3.
Yeah.
So where are we going?
I'm team winery.
Yeah, absolutely. Team winery. Yes, team winery.
All right. No split decisions yet. I think they have to get more controversial for us to split.
Yes. Yes. So we're going to leave Nobilis and because, it's just kind of a drop the mic. Wine's not so great, but, oh, no. I'm sorry. This is the mic drop one. I have one more.
Oh,
because
I love a mic drop.
That was not, that was a semi mic drop, but this one wins them all. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say team winery. Okay.
Okay.
Barb Hammond. We did not go here. 8 exclamation points.
That was it?
That was it.
Sometimes I just think people.
We did not go here.
I just, have you ever seen those groups on Facebook that make fun of like pretending they're boomers on Facebook where they do silly, anyway, there's a whole movement where young people on Facebook will type in all caps or say things that, older people on Facebook do because they kind of don't understand the interaction, maybe because it's such a new technology. That's what I think of with the Yelp, that Ms. Hammond doesn't know what Yelp is for. Right? She said, well, I don't know. I didn't go there.
She's looking around. She sees the winery. 1 star. We didn't go here.
Yeah. Oh, or, it'll say, do you want to try? It'll suggest different things. And so it said, after you write a review, it said, hey, did you go to this place? No, we didn't go there.
Go here.
1 star. So that's definitely team winery.
Team winery. All right. So what's our tally so far? The winery is winning.
Yes. We have 4 aligned votes. So 8 votes for team winery. We each voted for one of them for team customer. That was one where they didn't acknowledge them, which we think is the bare minimum. And then who knows, because there was so little information in that one. Review. So that's where we are.
All right. We are going to continue further 4 whole minutes down the road.
Oh,
4 minutes
that's where the
down
bus
the road.
went.
That is maybe where the bus went. And we are going to Augusta Winery, located at 5601 High Street. They have 4.7 stars with 163 reviews. Okay. And This is what they have to say about themselves. And this is very important for an upcoming review. Okay. Augusta Winery is family owned and operated in the scenic town of Augusta, Missouri. The wines are vinted in small quantities so that special care may be given to each lot. This attention to detail enables Augusta Winery to win multiple gold and silver medals in international wine competitions across the U.S., including Pacific Rim, Riverside, Missouri Wine Competition, and others. Augusta Winery's award-winning wines may be enjoyed year-round with locally produced cheese, yum, and sausage on the outdoor wine terrace daily or in our wine and beer garden on weekends. Sorry, no pets allowed. We love pets, but they will be happier at home.
This feels like foreshadowing.
I know. Bum, 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 bum. All right. So Vanessa, not Vanessa, Vanessa Estefania Hernandez is a local guide with 81 reviews. I don't really know what a local guide means. I'm assuming it's somebody who reviews a lot in an area. But Vanessa has to say, the service was not the best. Nobody explains what you're taking. They simply give you the wines to try and a sheet with numbers of wines and leave you to your own devices. Ask them if they had a service to chop some cheese, and they responded in the worst way, not wanting to serve you. I don't like the experience.
And now, a word from our sponsor. Dracaena Wines loves to give back. There are so many fur babies that deserve to find their forever home. We would love to be able to help as many as possible. If you are part of a nonprofit organization or know of a nonprofit organization that would like to hold a fundraiser, please contact us at contact@dracaenawines.com or visit our website, dracaenawines.com, to fill out the form. How does the fundraiser work? It is super simple and costs your group absolutely nothing. Together, we will choose a month that your group will be sponsored. During the month, you promote the fundraiser just like any other event you'd hold. At the end of the month, we will donate 20% of the sales to your organization. The donations will be made in the name of each individual who purchased the wine so that you know exactly who helped the animals. Our goal is to raise as much funds as we possibly can and to help as many animals as possible. So please help us help as many fur babies as we possibly can.
So I don't understand the statement of the cheese. They responded in the worst way, not wanting to serve you. So I don't know what that means. But we have an owner response. Thank you for your feedback. We are sorry to hear the services was not our usual 5-star effort. It sounds like you had a wine flight. Those are made for guests that prefer to take the tasting to the patio and taste at your own pace. We do offer a full tasting at our tasting bar where we explain the wines, the history of the grape growing area, and have a lot more interaction. It sounds like you would definitely enjoy that option better. Apologies if that wasn't offered.
I mean, that sounds exactly like what she was given.
Right? Yeah. And
flight.
it kind of explains that in their little bio thing of, right, you've got these two options. Go enjoy wine or come in, right? Yeah.
Vanessa's like, P.S. I brought my chihuahua and they wouldn't let him in. Just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah. I mean, I think I would be team winery. I think there's a misunderstanding here about what a tasting is versus a flight.
Right. Now, on Devil's Advocate, maybe it's not explained in the, maybe the person who they spoke to didn't explain the difference, but I mean, you have to kind of take some.
Well, they might not have explained the difference, but I also think there is a little bit of, some pre-knowledge about what a winery and tastings are.
Right.
Right. And on a menu, if you see, oh, look, a Cabernet flight, that's not the same as getting the $50 tasting or whatever.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going winery.
Yeah, because they can't just dumb it down completely all the time.
And some people don't want, right? Some people want to have a flight of wine, sit down with their friends and relax and
Yes.
talk and not be talked to by people. So I think
Yeah.
it's pretty cool that these people have that option, you
And
know?
that space. I know when I go to wineries with friends who are members, they don't want to do a tasting. They're already in
Right.
the club. They already have tasted everything. They just want to take me to their beautiful winery where they're a member, get some food, and order
Right.
wine, flights or bottles,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
So there are a
Yep.
variety of things that you do at a winery. So
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think maybe she just didn't understand.
I think so. I think so. Next up, Pro Rod. Pro Rod. Very rude communication. Also, no pets, even outside. You would think on a Saturday in the summer, they would want more than 3 people at their establishment. This whole town is dead. Herman, Missouri is a way better place. Pro Rod very specifically says no pets allowed.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, Doyle's rule." I mean, it just seems like there's a little bit of a between the towns. There's some kind of rivalry.
Yes, so there are two, if I go back, there are two main regions, um, Herman and Kansas City. So those are the two main regions where the bulk of the wineries are. Although this says there's 11 wineries in Herman and 6 wineries in Kansas City. That's really not a bulk of 202. Um,
No,
but
no.
I guess those are the bulk ones.
So can we just, and I'm going to risk alienating anyone who's listening who is really into their pets, but can we just talk about this expectation that you can take your animal anywhere
Mm,
and that people should be fine with it? Because I think it's like taking kids. It's
yes,
not it's not so different than wanting to take kids to a winery that says no kids or adults
right,
only. To take, I mean, your pet is most likely a dog. It's probably not a cat. It's probably not a parakeet. It's probably a dog.
right.
It, I guess it could be a purse dog, like I was pretending Vanessa brought, but most like it's a dog that's going to be on a leash, right? And that it's going to be by your feet, and then you're going to want water for it because you're
Mhm.
outside, and then it's going to maybe need to go to the bathroom, and you're going to have your little bags. You're going to be picking up poop in the
Hopefully.
vicinity of where, yeah, if we're lucky, of where other people are drinking and maybe dining and having a good time. And just making the assumption that all outdoor space is accessible to pets. It just, it seems to be, um, there's like an entitlement that I've seen even when I'm out and about, where places
Right.
they say no pets, and then the person will say, "Well, can we have that table?" And then their dog's like on the sidewalk, like through the fence with like a, and I just, I, I'm not a pet hater, but just assuming that pets have
Right.
rights.
Well, I will say we are very, very pro dog.
Yeah.
And I would take my dog anywhere that I can,
Yeah.
but that's the premise, can,
Right.
not that he's entitled to go anywhere or I should be able to take him anywhere. We
Yeah.
frequent restaurants that have outdoor patios so that he can come,
Right.
and the thing that is really driving me crazy now is all of these so-called service dogs
Oh, right.
so that they can go anywhere when these dogs are by far not service dogs. And what that does is harm the people who really do have service dogs because
Right.
there's going to be this blanket thing. If you are bringing your dog anywhere and he's got a choke collar on, or he is pulling you, or he is barking, he or she is not a service dog.
Yeah.
And so, and that's coming from a person who would take their dog anywhere and everywhere they could. But, I had somebody tell me, well, why don't you just get the service dog vest for your dog and then
Right.
then he can fly with you? And I'm like, because he's not a service dog. Just because I
Right.
can buy it on Etsy
Yeah.
doesn't make him a service dog. It's yes. So
Yeah,
I
that's a whole
agree.
next level of entitlement
Yeah,
that, and I have a friend who, because they want to take their pet on the plane and they want to take them with them. So they're lying
right.
to
Hmm.
do it. And there's the whole emotional support animal and
Right.
that, well, I believe that emotional support animals exist, but that doesn't mean that they should be permitted in places that
Everywhere. Right.
aren't
Right. And I'm
pet friendly.
sorry, every winery, every business owner has the right to decide whether pets are allowed or not allowed. Right? For me, my happiest days are when my tasting room is filled with dogs. Those
Yeah,
are
right,
those are my happiest days. But that's my business. That's my
right,
winery, and I make that rule. And then if I'm going to a winery that isn't dog friendly, then I make that decision that I'm not going to frequent them because they're not
right,
dog friendly, or I don't bring my dog. Those are
right.
my two options. I don't
Yeah.
bring a dog and then get upset and leave a 1-star review because I can't bring my dog when it clearly states no pets allowed.
Yeah. Well, and what makes me laugh about his review is not just that it's about the fact that you can't bring pets, but then he wants to critique. The guy said, I don't want business.
Right.
Who doesn't let you bring dogs to a winery?
Right.
By the way, this part of the wine country here is dumb
Dumb.
anyway. Right? Like it's just so they didn't let him bring his dog in. So I'll show
Okay.
them.
Go them.
I'm gonna write a review. I'm gonna do it right here in the car. Shh,
Car.
shh, stop
Yep.
barking. Right?
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. These people are funny. Okay. Now, I also love when the owner response is 4 times as long as the review.
Oh, did the owner respond to this one?
No, no, not to that one.
Oh, next one.
Because I don't know what you can respond. Dude, it says very clearly no pets. Right
Pets.
on
Sorry
Google
that you're so
webpage, it says it
butthurt.
right there. Yeah.
You're so butthurt that now you got to lash out and say that we're not in the right part of town.
Right. So, winery, pro winery.
What?
Are we pro
Oh,
winery?
yes. Pro winery. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I
Yes.
was just thinking about it. I was just thinking about, you know, just his response.
Just his response. Right. Right. It's an entitlement.
Yeah.
All right. So, Kelly Winter, just be aware that for $20 wine flight, you get 5 1-ounce pours of mediocre wines at best. Okay. So I always crack up with the mediocre wines at best. That's just somebody who's like, I'm not happy, so I'm going to say the wine is bad.
Right.
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 Like
Right.
and I'm not putting Missouri wine down, but there's a house palate no matter where you are. If you're in the Finger Lakes, you either
Right.
like Finger Lakes wine or you don't like Finger Lakes wine. If you're in Paso Robles, you either like Paso wine or you don't like Paso wine in general. Right. So you got to go in knowing what, and I have no idea what Missouri wine is, but you got to go in with that premise of it's Missouri wine and I need to explore what these wines are like.
Yeah.
Right. So for $20, you get 5 1-ounce pours. In all honesty, I don't think that's bad.
No, I
That's a
was just going to
wine
say that's pretty
tasting.
good.
Yeah. You get 5 1-ounce pours. That's now she's very specifically saying flight, but I do know people call tastings flights, which I think goes
Right.
back to that first person's misunderstanding of what was
But
going on.
maybe she did get a flight.
Flight. Right.
And
But then a 1-ounce
yeah.
pour of a flight is pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
bad.
true. So maybe,
Okay.
I mean, maybe it was a flight. Again, it's a little confusing.
Right. Well, here's the response. Kelly was very confused. We're sorry to hear you did not enjoy your flight. We have curated the flight list to include award-winning wines in each of 3 categories: dry red, dry white, and sweet. The flight is offered as a self-guided tasting option, sounds familiar, for those patrons that prefer to enjoy it on the patio at their pace and enjoy the live music while trying wines. Well, that's good. They're not going to talk over the musician, right? Okay. Our tasting room, however, offers a guided tasting where I'm sure one of our trained wine stewards could have assisted in finding something more approachable for your palate out of the 21 wines we have available. If you're in the area again, we encourage you to try a more personalized service we offer in the tasting room. Thank you for giving us a try and for your honest opinion. However, our flights are actually closer to 10 ounces total.
Oh, so 2 ounce per.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll make sure the measured pourers we're using are working correctly. So now I'm thinking that's a great deal. $20 for 10 ounces is a freaking great deal. You're getting 2 glasses of wine for $20.
But I love the measured customer service response. Like, oh, if you got 1 ounce, we're gonna have to check our system.
We're gonna have to
Thank you
check our
for alerting
pourers.
us.
Yes, maybe we only had the 1 ounce pourer that day instead of the 2 ounce pourer in our
Yeah.
bottles. Yeah. I like the
I'm sure she didn't
response.
measure it. She says 1 ounce. It's 1 ounce, 2 ounce,
Right.
tomato,
Well,
tomato.
right. Well,
Right?
it goes back to the person who took the fake pictures of how
Oh,
much I
right.
poured. Right.
Yes.
Like, and I'm sorry, I don't think the average consumer knows 1 ounce,
No, no.
like
And wine
what,
glasses,
yeah.
there's such varieties of sizes and shapes
Mhm.
that you can't tell. I
Right.
mean, even some restaurants have it etched, even for their servers and their bartenders
Right.
to know where to pour to.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but
But
I love that response. It was
I
so,
do.
oh, we'll have to look into that.
Yes, I will look into that. And, you were in the wrong place and, I don't know. So I don't know. Like, I, I think Kelly didn't understand what she was doing, what she
Right.
chose, right? And I don't like that she just like mediocre wines at the best. Like that just seems, petty. Like I was unhappy and I still think 5 1 ounce pours for $20
Listen,
is not that insane.
some people are so upset about volume
Yeah,
that they don't even see past it. And I wonder, people who are that concerned about volume, what are you there for a tasting for?
right,
You happen to have
right.
5 glasses
Just
of
get a
wine?
glass, get a glass,
Yeah.
get a glass, relax, and enjoy it. So, where are you going? Customer or winery?
Winery.
Yeah, I'm
I
winery.
feel like I'm so winery sympathetic, but especially today, especially after work today, right? Like when you've been working with the public and doing the things, you're like, you know what? They're not, what do you expect from people? You know?
It is true. It is true. Yes. All right. We have two more from this location, and they both
Okay.
crack me up. Um, and this is not the mic drop guy. Tom Haberger, poor service, not poor service, FOR service.
Oh, a 1 star for service. So
Yes.
they thought the service wasn't good.
Yeah.
Well, at least he
But
didn't say the
that's it.
wine was mediocre.
That
Yep.
is true.
Bad
Yes.
service.
And he didn't say Herman was better.
No.
Yes. But here comes the mic drop. James Snyder.
Uh-huh.
Poo.
What?
Poo. P-O-O.
Oh. Oh. I mean, neither of these have enough information for me to
No.
make a judgment, a
No,
vote.
yes. But we have a response to the poo.
Who? Oh, there was a response to the poo?
There's a response to the poo, not a response to for service, but a response for poo. So we're sorry to see. It seems you had a bad experience. Can you provide any additional information so that we may be able to improve our services? What date did you visit our location? What is the particular reason for your review? Thanks for any additional constructive feedback.
That is a 5 star response. That's an
That
excellent
is a
response.
5-star response, right? Like, poo. I don't know.
So I guess
Pepe Le
you know
Pew.
what? On that last one, I would vote for the winery because their response was so stellar. And the for service, I don't have enough information.
Right. All right. All right. I'll go with
Okay.
that because you can't just say
Okay.
poo. You just can't
No.
say poo.
I mean, I guess you can.
You can.
Obviously,
He did. He did.
But
He did. All right. We're going to go to one more place. This is just 10 minutes away. So we are about 15 minutes between these 3 wineries that we've done. Okay?
That bus
And
is
this
just driving in circles.
driving. This is though the bus driver's dream job, right? I
Oh,
just
yeah.
drive to one location, hang out, 5 minute down the road, 5 minute down the road. Like,
Totally.
so this is Blumenhof Winery, located at 13699
Oh, those
South
Germans, all that German influence.
South Missouri 94, but this is in Dutzow, Missouri. So far enough down, 5 minutes down the road to change the town. And this also has 4.7 stars with 276 reviews. Okay. So Blumenhof Winery is located in the charming village of Dutzow, Missouri, the oldest permanent German settlement west of the Mississippi River, nestled in the rolling hills of the Ozark Mountains. We invite you enjoy, not to enjoy, we invite you enjoy the spacious patio in the warmer months and the enclosed heated deck when it is colder. Or come inside the tasting room to sit by the fireplace. Blumenhof Winery offers free tastings every day and free live entertainment every weekend, with the Brat House Grill open on weekends during the spring, summer, and autumn. Blumenhof is a small family-owned winery with 3 generations of Blumenberg family involved in producing award-winning wines. All of our wines are proudly made with locally grown grapes. So it's 100% free. You got free entertainment, free wine.
But to me, that's always a bad sign.
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
feel
you
that
think?
way? I just am always like, if they're like free, it's free. I'm like, I wonder how good it's going to be.
Oh, okay.
But
All
that's
right.
just me.
All right. There is a winery in Paso. This man, I absolutely adore him, Gary Eberly, and he is known as the Godfather of Paso.
Uh-huh.
And I drink his wines all the time. I'm very good friends with his winemaker, like text, can I do this? You know, that type of friendship thing, whatever. And his tastings are free.
Wow.
And he will always be free tasting because he feels that that's the way it should be. People should just come in and enjoy the wine. And if they want to buy the wine, they buy the wine. If they don't want to buy the wine, goodbye and adios. And you can't complain that you paid for my wine.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I had a lot of free tastings? Yes, but usually there's some price and they waive it somehow, right? There's
Right.
some kind of price there and then they waive it. It's the idea they're like free is what
Free.
is alarming to
They
me.
have
Not so much the wine is free.
the blow
Yeah.
guy.
It's that their advertising point is free,
Free.
right? That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like it makes
Okay.
me go,
Things that
right?
make you go, There's my
Exactly.
age
But
right there.
yeah, me too. Earlier, I
All
quoted
right.
Billy Madison. I
Let's-
mean, we're of an age.
So this is another local guide with 16 reviews, and this is Judith Henson. Blumenhof Winery was not welcoming. We chose to try their, spelled Thier, the
Yeah.
more popular way to spell it. Foods offered. Very small sausage cheese plate was $13.98.
That's because the wine's free.
It's free.
Sorry.
So we chose pizza, frozen, by the way. $30 for a bottle of ordinary wine and a frozen pizza. Not spectacular flavors. Disappointed. Personally, a bottle of wine and a
And a pizza for 30 bucks? I was like, tell me where the special is.
Right?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty damn good. And honestly, a cheese plate with sausage on it for $14, come on, Judith.
And your wine's free.
Free. Right. Right. $30 for a bottle of wine and a pizza sounds pretty damn.
I couldn't replicate that here anywhere near where I
No.
live.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. No, I'm pro winery.
Yes, me too. Okay. Team Winery. We're pretty much Team Winery a lot.
Today. Yes.
Sorry, Judith. We're not
All
always,
right.
though.
No,
Not in
we're not.
Temecula.
Last time, Temecula, we were very pro customer. Um, um, so this is actually an older review. It's from 3 years ago. So out of COVID, but kind of a while ago. This is Svetlana Dizko, Dziko. Very disappointing. We came on very hot day. Nobody was there. We were not allowed to come inside. Lady sold us a bottle of wine through a small window. We were all wearing masks, plus we were vaccinated. We're not coming back here.
Oh,
So
it
if
sounds like it was
nobody's
during the
there,
COVID protocols. Yeah.
yes. Well, here's my question. If nobody's there, oh, I wonder if they meant no other customers were there.
I think that's what she meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then lady sold us a bottle of wine through a small window. That's kind of funny.
It sounds very COVID-y. And by the way, there
Yes.
are places all over Italy where they have these little windows where you can
Yeah.
get your glasses of wine through the window. And I think
Window.
that's fun.
That's
I'd
yeah.
love to buy a bottle of wine through a window.
Yeah. Yeah. We were
There's
at
no
a
tipping,
no.
you
We
know?
were at a wine event that it was this big wall of basically turf, like fake grass or whatever, and there was a bell on it. And when you rang the bell, somebody stuck their hand out through the fake, grass and gave you a glass of wine. I was
Oh,
like,
that's super
that's
fun.
awesome. Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
awesome. So I think these people were trying to
Stay open in a
replicate,
pandemic.
yes, and trying to replicate the cute little concept of
Yeah.
Italy wine through the window. And, you know, okay, you came to a winery when people weren't there, and, I don't know. Doesn't seem like it was that bad of a deal.
During a global pandemic.
You got wine.
Yeah.
You got wine. So I just think I don't know. I don't see what's wrong with it. You see anything wrong?
Well,
Are
I
we
mean,
pro
my
winery?
concern, I'm pro winery because I feel like we all were going through it and we
Right.
all knew the rules were changing. Everyone was trying to
Mm-hmm.
adapt and keep their doors open. And you're going to
Right.
begrudge this
Lady who doesn't want to
adjustment.
die. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And there's nobody else there. But just because you're wearing a mask and you're vaccinated, there were still people who were terrified. Maybe the woman has, immunocompromised some way or whatever, and
right.
she's there still serving the wine.
Or maybe like a lot of people, a lot of small businesses, she was the only one working,
Right.
right? Because people couldn't afford to keep their staff or their, whatever. And so, this is a way to still be open and provide some kind of service
Service. Right.
during a
I'm
restricted
definitely pro
time.
winery on that. I think you
Me
gotta
too.
you gotta give the woman a break on that one.
Yes.
All right. And then this one is actually a 2-star, but when I read it, how it's written, I thought it was a 1-star. And then when I looked back, it was 2 stars. So breaking protocol a little bit,
Okay.
but
That's
sounds like
okay.
it should be.
Here's what our ballot looks like. I mean, we have a lot of opportunity for innovation.
Vision. So this is Connie Bodie, Bodi. Went here Sunday, Mother's Day. The wine is good, no issues there, but the place is run down outside and the food is very mediocre. The covered area at the tasting room needs so much work and upkeep. The ceiling is covered with mold. Right then and there, I'm out of there.
Yeah,
I'm
me
out.
too.
The 2 fans out there haven't worked for years, and there are plastic windows that don't allow air to flow or breeze. It's hot and stifling. There are many picnic tables that simply need replaced as they are not usable. The tasting is okay and cooler and has board games to use. There are too many choices of wineries that are nicer and have great food for me to feel I should come back here.
I agree with the customer.
I'm definitely pro customer on that one. Yep. Now they do say in their little, review of themselves that when it's colder to go inside to the tasting room. They do say that. So they are aware that the patio is not so great. But I'm definitely pro
Yeah.
Connie on this one.
Yeah.
And the fact that she gave them 2 stars for that, because there is nothing there.
Well, she was kind of nice about the wine. And then she also said the
Mhm.
tasting room was nice. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I also feel like she was trying to be constructive and specific.
Yeah. Yeah. So, of all of the reviews we've had today, that I think was the most professionally done and most informative, right? She didn't really badmouth them. She just was saying, this is the situation.
Yeah, it doesn't meet the standards of the other similar businesses in the area.
Right. I agree. So, see, we're going to end with
A customer.
consumer, a customer.
Yes.
Yes.
We're almost like bookended. There's 2 customers we agreed with. The rest were Who Knows or Team Winery. So if I tally it up, and since we agreed on every single one, we weren't split. It's 2 votes for the customer total.
Okay.
That's like each of our vote counts as 1. There's 2 votes like, I don't know, who knows, whether you didn't give us enough information. And 10 votes for the wineries. Sorry, guys.
Sorry. Yes.
This time,
well,
I bet
this
we'll go to
time.
another region and we'll be on the side of the customer because we often are on the side of the customer.
Yes, we are. And so we are going, when we come back next month, we're going to continue to stay in Missouri because we've got Balducci Vineyards coming up, which I kind of feel like I've heard of them, but there might be a California Balducci somewhere.
Well, we have a Balducci's, right? We have the
Right.
grocery store Balducci's, right?
Oh, okay. Is that what I'm thinking
Maybe.
of? Is okay.
Maybe. But you know what I'm excited about is in the time in between, I'm going to go find out more about Missouri wine country because
There
I
you
had no
go.
idea. No
Yeah,
idea.
I would love to learn more about it, see what's going on with that. Absolutely.
If you'd let me just keep guessing as states,
Right.
I would have gotten to like 48. I probably would have said Alaska before I said Missouri or Florida. I mean, I
Florida.
can't believe
Oh my God,
Missouri.
can
I
you
had no
imagine what the
idea.
reviews are like in Florida? Oh,
Oh,
God,
I can only
we're gonna have to
imagine.
go. We're gonna have to look
Yes,
up
we will.
wineries
Because
in
every
Florida.
state has wineries.
Yes. It just, Florida being Florida.
Oh gosh. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, this is super
All
fun.
right. Yes. So why don't you end with telling people about yourself? Because you didn't do that in the beginning because we started laughing too soon.
Oh, well, my name is Martha McBride. I worked in wine for years and I'm back working in wine. But I also have a podcast called My Aloof Vagina, which is a comedy podcast about perimenopause. And so it's fun to talk about wine. It's fun to talk about 1-star reviews instead of all the symptoms that we have to deal with.
Yes. Well, I am so happy that you are my co-host. I have a blast talking to you. And next month we will continue into one last wine, Balducci Vineyards in Missouri, and we'll figure maybe I will head on down to Florida for a little bit too.
Let's do it. That sounds really fun.
All right. Well, I know you said you weren't drinking. I have a little bit of a little beer left, my Luponic Distortion IPA. So I will raise it. I will say slancha. And
thank you.
Have a great day, everyone. This has been another episode of Exploring the Wine Glass. Thanks for listening. If you have suggestions on what topics you would like me to discuss, please reach out on social media. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as Exploring the Wine Glass. I am also on LinkedIn as Lori Hoyt-Budd. Of course, you can always email me at exploringthewineglass@gmail.com and sign up for my newsletter at exploringthewineglass.com. If you enjoyed what you heard, please rate, review, and subscribe to help others find me more easily. And most importantly, tell your wine-loving friends, because if you like the podcast, they will too. Podcast music is Wine by Kevins. Until next week,
Slancha.
No, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. Never let you go. Oh, oh. No, no, no. Never let you go. Oh, oh. No, no, no. I want a nice glass right now. I'm on TV for my 10,000 tell you. There is always time for a good glass of wine. No, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. Never let you go. Oh, oh. No, no, no. Never let you go. Oh, oh. I want a nice glass right now.